Second item on the agenda is a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Agenda is presentation of facility needs and upgrades. Dr. Williams and Mr. Gibson. That won't work. Can't you get done again? I'm scared.
Or do you want to say about the board? You
Doesn't make any
step up and what's about the board? I'm ready. Let me just. Burning teams so everybody can see. So while she's getting that in teams, Mr. Gibson, myself, Miss Candy, Mr. Anderson, Mr. McKinney, we have gone around and visited all the schools and collected things that have needed repair over time or things that needs to be updated and upgraded. So we have a presentation on that. We also have a presentation on things that we need in the county, like big ticket items, so that we can think ahead and think about what we're going to spend and how we're going to spend it. So this is a comprehensive look at facility needs for the 26-27 years. And I want to start off by saying big choices have to be made because we can't afford all this stuff. But if we get one request today, we get 100 requests today for stuff. Would that be a fair? Fair? All day long, every day, I need. So let's see what we need and talk about it as a team. And we have the LSIC presentations where the LSIC prioritize their needs as well. So the first thing we're going to look at is just some it's not moving with me. Technical difficulties.
Technology. After we did that walkthrough at all the schools, I've been spending quite a bit of time trying to do estimates, calculations, figure quantities of materials, get some quotes. And dealing with other folks, you ask them for a quote, you might get it, you might not. There's a couple of things that I don't have yet, and some of them were coming in today because I was pushing, like, I need this for a meeting today. Some of them I didn't get till probably an hour ago.
So let's go back to when I got here last year and you were here, Mr. Gibson. It was a whirlwind, was it not?
Oh, definitely.
So we were just talking about all the work we've done in our brief little stint together. Okay. All right, we're going to see. Okay. So our comprehensive educational facilities plan, we don't have that printed off right now, but we have printed it off in the past. So we just approved, well, not just approved, a few months ago, we approved an SBA project. And when you submit something to the school board authority, you have to have matching funds, usually 10 to 15%. So our matching contribution to that was $350K. We still need the HVAC project for Pocahontas County High School. I submitted that last year and we were 2 down the list. Our contribution that we agreed and Mr. McNally, you might remember, I believe it was $250K is what we said. We were going to contribute because you want me to present. Is that what we said?
I think so.
So, and then we have the final thing in our comprehensive educational facilities plan. They come in tiers. So it's group 1, group 2, group 3. The final thing in group 1 is the electrical upgrades from Marlison Elementary School. We cannot install HVAC or other things there because of the electrical grid. The high school got their electrical grid upgrade over the last 2 years. Is that what we've been working on over there? Trustee?
Oh, we're working on MIP for electrical upgrades at the high school. Yeah, it's started basically summer last year, and there'll be a power outage shut down for the high school for about a week. Right after July the 4th, and hopefully that'll be completed. And then one more coat on the gym floor, we can take that one off the books.
So those are things that we have kind of in the weeds. So I have pictures of the baseball field here because that was something that we had talked about. Again, we have the matching funds. We also have a USDA grant that we are going to match funds. That's $157K. And this is new devices for our teachers and for our students. It's a one-to-one initiative to refresh that. And Ms. Hammond, would you like to say anything about that?
I noted yesterday when you guys probably heard the presentations from each school, I heard at least 2 of the 5 say devices are a problem for them for one-to-one. Those devices are 5, 6, 7 years old at this point. So we were blessed to get enough money from this USDA grant to replace all student one-to-one devices, so all their student laptops and all teacher laptops. What I will say is that is federal money. So I don't know if you guys have worked a lot with federal money, but there are a lot of hoops to jump through to get that federal money. And with the new administration in the White House, there are even more. Build America, Buy America is a hoop that we're jumping through right now. You have to have certificates that you've tried to find something built and bought in America, which is not easy for electronics. So that process is not fast, but it is happening. We are making progress. About 2 weeks ago, we got a letter that our funds had been released, so we are moving through that process. But this is a blessing and something that we look forward to happening as soon as we can make it happen. We're moving as fast as we can.
Our part of that is 157,000.
Correct.
What is the total amount?
Over $1 million.
Okay. So we'll put that one in.
$990,000, yes, we had to put a contribution, and we actually talked, you probably forgot, because it's been a little while, but we actually talked about this about 4 months ago, maybe? Yeah, about 4 months ago. Now, I will tell you that because I like to get money, I've asked him to work on another grant. The second grant has been released, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get it or if we're going to be able to do it, but we really want to, right?
The other thing I'd like to tell these new board members coming on. The school building authority, the SBA, if you don't have that matching money, you're not gonna get any money.
Correct.
Where do we get that at?
Where do we
What?
want the matching?
That's gotta come out of our general account.
Out of the taxpayers?
Yes.
Okay. Except for the step 7B, remember when I went over all of the funding steps in the board meeting, I said, this has to be spent on technology. This is what this is. So that's part of our technology money that we get allotted to us that we're utilizing for matching funds. And that expands the scope of that money and we're able to do more with it. So again, the baseball field, cost unknown. Dwayne didn't have time to go out there and measure it and do all the things, right?
That's going to be not a civil engineer to take care of that. So.
But here, I talked to Dr. Williams about this. We used to use the baseball field down at Stillwell Park. Why can't we do that again?
We've reached out and asked her if she could meet with us and schedule a meeting. And we will approach it.
Okay. That saves us a lot of money.
Yeah, but it would make it harder. Where the students are right there. The activity bus,
Well, they can still,
Everything.
they can still practice at high school. They just play games.
oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they still practice, they still can practice.
We could get in some transportation with the busing, and start taking the team down, or a lot of times the parents, baseball team, the parents would take them to games.
Oh, I know.
Well,
My
they got,
grandson just finished playing there and it's embarrassing. We played Craigsville doubleheader and Mike and I were just sitting there embarrassed the whole time.
Me too.
So it's like, I can't believe there's been We've been playing baseball how long at PCHS, and there's been no money or investment in this other than the field.
I didn't know until a teacher approached me. So anyway, we're also gonna talk about countywide needs and the CEFP.
Was the baseball field under the Army Corps of Engineers is one putting that up in the 96 floods when that happened? I don't think it was when they punched that in.
Yeah,
So it's been there.
there was a field there before, but the Army Corps came in and redid, built it up.
The field that was there before was for seventh, or, well, started out as freshman football.
And then it moved to seventh and
Eighth grade football. And then it became the baseball field, am I right?
Right.
Some of my early classes were the ones that built the dugouts and concession stands then.
Yeah.
So I'm talking 25 years ago, pushing 30.
So generally, I put these two pictures in here because we have two porta potties. We have no handicap parking. Getting down the road to the baseball field, softball field is terrible. It's just terrible. It's a terrible drive. The bleachers were in ill repair. Last time I was down there, you wanna point out over there, there was a big tree cut down and laying down over there.
No, back in here,
Yeah, is that tree? removed?
It's right.
Okay. So the,
Dilapidated wooden bleachers are still there with grass just growing through them.
so we have to do better. We have to do better.
I think we need to notice too that Morgan's got $10,000 from the county commission to run the septic.
Yeah, right. And see, if you have, I got $10,000 thinking I would build a setback, which you could have 2015. But you can't, if you have a public sewer system, which our sewer system is considered a public sewer system, you can't put a septic tank in. So I spent $8,000 putting the sewer line from there to the sewer system behind the school with pumping everything there.
ground pump is still at the high school.
Yeah, so there's still,
I went and looked at it today.
there's still $2,000 and should be an account at the high school to go towards that. And we've spent enough to have built them on renting porta potties every year.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. So rename prioritized list, we're trying to put some, numbers to this and in your packets will be the numbers when we go back through this one. This packet has all the dollars. So you know what you're looking at. So the new lab is about 30K, molding around the base of the gym, and I'm just reviewing sinks and counters for room 124 and 109, floor drains for the gym and the coach's office, tile in the bathrooms and other minor repairs, and tent it is not enough at night. They're asking for window. So this is something we have to consider with the safety tent. The brightest room is the one you can see into, correct? So at night, even though they have all that window tint, it's the same as not having anything on the windows during games. So that's a concern of the set. That at night, when it's most, they feel most vulnerable. And we have had a few, I won't call them intruders, but we've had a few people on the property when they shouldn't have been there that scared teachers in the past that I've had to deal with since I've gotten here, that were out looking in the windows at night. That did frighten them, just to say that. So I thought we would have some pictures so you can get what we're looking at, talking about. Throughout the school, we have, our tile has some spaces in it, something that's been pulled out, which I think we need to replace. That's a safety hazard. When I used to wear high heels, I would have tripped and fallen down. Then along the gym, we have the duct tape along the gym, and then in the bathroom, Joanne, you want to talk about that bathroom and what we're seeing?
Well, what we're looking at right here is little two, I've got samples of it on my desk, 2x2 tiles that are ceramic. The code base has come out in some places. They've been replacing this off and on for years. You can't get this green blend anymore, so they've been going back with gray. To try to blend it in as close as we can or do an accent color. And that's one of the quotes I'm waiting on, is trying to find those replacement pieces. I've got two different companies trying to get me some quotes and some information on those. The duct tape has been on the baseboard for numerous years. up there at the Green Bank.
And whenever I ordered base for it, we pulled some of this off and we found out the ridge where they've been putting the polyurethane on the floor is coming out too far from the new base to cover it. So it's going to complicate things a little bit, but I think I've got a plan for that now. And floor tile in the hallways, just typically, and every once in a while, piece breaks. We have tile in stock. We take it up, put new pieces down. So that's just a general maintenance thing that needs to be taken care of over the summer.
So these are the classrooms where I said the sinks needs to be replaced and the cabinets needs to be replaced. And maybe it's aesthetic, maybe that's all it is, but I do not feel like we should have cabinetry in our classrooms where our students are that looks like that. I think one of those will be about $5,000, one will be about $1,250. We have this type of cabinetry and cabinet tops throughout the county that needs to be replaced. So there's a couple of other schools where I've seen them and I just really feel like.
Did you say in the classrooms?
Yeah.
Those are classrooms, yes.
Everything that was built in Hillsborough, or Green Bay.
About 1988.
Yeah.
I put a date on that. I helped pump some of this stuff.
Why do we need a sink and stuff in a classroom?
Because it depends on the classroom, you gotta have storage, they do art in
Well, I
there.
understand storage.
If it's a kindergarten or pre-K classrooms, we will have sinks and stuff in there, there are some requirements to have them in there. But we definitely have it for storage.
This one was part of the 12-foot unit. I got a quote on it right at
$5,000. The guy did not quote me the 4-foot unit, which is going to take in this little shelf that somebody built in there at one point in time. So I'm guessing it's probably around $1250 just for that 4-foot section. That's a new sink and new faucets too.
Are you replacing it with the same stuff you got?
No, it would be different cabinetry and then post-form countertop. No way it doesn't have sharp square edges on it.
It's what?
Post-formed, it's just a typical countertop that Formica, it doesn't have the rolled edges.
And this, I just took a couple pictures around the gym and just to show the duct tape, and then you want to talk about the polyurethane and stuff.
Well, where they've coated the floor so many times, if you pull this off, there's a ridge along the floor where the polyurethane's been put up against that baseboard for so many years. So the only way to fix it that I can think of is take all the base off and probably scrape off part of that ridge, try to sand the perimeter, and do that right before they recoat the floor the next time. And it's going to be labor intensive, and then we put the regular baseboard back up.
And we're gonna see that baseboard is a problem around the county. It's either broken, or it looks like this, or there's gray and black mix.
The high school has ceramic baseboard in some
Yeah.
places.
The base, and if it's broken off, or it's been
Replaced with black, it's great. So anything at the hospital goes back to be black base.
So I took this picture when I first got here at Pocahontas County High School, so I just wanted to. But what we're looking at here, we have a new classroom set up, we have the safety for the window coverings, we have gutters for the auditorium. We have painted the hallways in 3 classrooms, the walkway between the main building and CTE, repair to the greenhouse, which will be covered by insurance, new card reader on the CTE doors, about $6,000. Refinishing some handrails, the annex roof needs ice guards put on it. And we know we need ice guards. We had a dangerous winter, and when the ice came off here, we thought, I don't know, what did we think? It scared us.
Well, I had plans for the ice guards on the annex last year. Last summer was interesting to say the least. So
And then
projects that didn't happen.
gravel in the back of the parking lot, Wayne said that's about $800. So we'll look at the pictures so you can see what we're looking at. So this is the annex building, and Dwayne and Christy, you'll have to help me. This is the annex building. This is not the nurse's office, but this does connect to the present nurse's office.
The community care.
Community.
Yeah.
This will be
At
the
hospital.
office, the classroom, and the laboratory that we will use for our new nursing. And you can see that it is in very ill repair. It's dirty, it's painted, that we need a lot. And I said, I really don't even feel like I would want a kid to go in there right now, to be honest. So that will be our allied health classroom. So we need some remodeling and upgrades to this classroom to make it an appropriate classroom for allied health. I just put this up because I was technology director for 10 years. And this is a safety issue. This is a severe safety issue. This is our network operating center. This is not how it's supposed to be organized or set up. It's supposed to be in a locking cabinet. The racks needs to have more air between them to make sure our switches are working correctly. And Christy knows this is my idiosyncrasy, looking at this and making sure that. So we are going to have to use some of our E-rate funds and our step 7 funds to really upgrade our technology infrastructure. Because this is not an acceptable,
What room is that in?
where's the office?
That's right outside the office at the house.
I don't know if we want to say where or not that.
Oh, yeah, no, we can't say that, we can't say that.
I didn't hear what you said.
But it's a safety, it's a safety issue. And then, we do have another small, all of our main services come into an area that's unsecured. Every student and every staff member has access to them all day long. And here's why that's an issue. Because when you have an intruder in the building, the first thing they want to do is cut off communication. And the way to cut off communication is to cut the phone line and to cut the fiber optic line within the school. So that should always be locked up and secured no matter what. So that you can make sure that you're protecting your core area for communication.
This is right in the office, isn't it? Right beside of the office. I know where it's at.
Okay,
In
moving.
that vicinity, put it that way.
Huh?
In that vicinity, put it that way.
So I went touring for the first time out back. I call it out back. That's where I call it. To the annex buildings and to the greenhouse. I was surprised. I was surprised at the condition of the terrain, at the condition of the walkway to get to the buildings. I don't know if you can see it. You can't quite see it, but right here's the walkway up to the greenhouse. And that's covered in stuff. You can't walk on it. You have to walk up the hill, through the tall grass. Christy took the sidewalk down. And then this is the back of the building where we will have our additional classrooms and where we have some of our services right now, our technology room, our maintenance room. And this is the back of the hill as you go down the pathway. So I just think it's important that you see what the back side of the school looks like, because people come in the front, they go to the gymnasium, but they don't get out back. They don't see how students are accessing our greenhouse and how students are accessing our campus, which I feel we need to do some TLC there. So this is the awning. Is that the right way? Awning, walkway, what do we call that? From the office to the CTE building.
It's out of the academic, right close to the band room, in the CTE, where that picture's taken.
And this is where our students walk. The roof is it's in ill repair, all the way around. Everything about this is in ill repair. While we cannot enclose it, that would cost an astronomical amount of money. We can better to repair it. Do you want to say anything about these photos?
What I've priced right now is just basically clean it up, stain it, put a new roof on it. We're trying to rebuild. That was one of the things we had in the needs project previous to last year, I guess 2 years ago. We were looking at trying to build man traps in all the schools. We were looking at replacing these and making new field entrances to both the buildings for security. And also the HVAC, all that got shot down. So last year we just went for the HVAC. But sooner or later, we're going to have to, sort of circle back to that and try to do man traps and covered walkways again.
That been there, Dwayne.
Well, as long as I can remember, I'll be honest. I mean, as a teacher, it was there when I started teaching, and that was 97.
So it's been there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, when we went, yeah, I was gonna say, it's been there for, I graduated in 1980.
Can Mr. Taylor's class do any of that?
They probably could, if they would be willing to do it.
So the next thing that we're looking at here is locker rooms. We had talked about taking some of the equipment, and Christy and Dwayne, you're gonna have to help me with this. So the room I showed you where it has the workout equipment, we talked about taking some of that equipment and putting it in the room outside the locker room for the boys and girls, so they would have some equipment in those rooms. And, kind of refurbishing those a little bit, but then we went into the actual locker rooms and looked around, and with the more modern one down here, who's,
Well, this is,
talk to us about the locker room.
okay, so you've got the gym in the background, you have the locker rooms, and then you have what we have for teams. This is the boys' team room, which basically is the basketball team. This is the girls' team room. And the difference between the two is a few years ago when I was teaching carpentry, Scott Garber was the coach. He asked me to upgrade these. So we took care of it. The girls haven't had anything done to theirs for years, apparently. It's pretty obvious. And basically it was the same, I guess you call them lockers or cubbies in both places. All I did was put a veneer on all these and we just polyurethane it. So we put lipstick on a pig in a way. Definitely made a difference in it. But, you know, that comes to your coach getting very involved and wanting to upgrade the team rooms.
And we probably need to do something with the floors. We talked about the floors. We talked about the showers, and you really can't see the condition of the showers from these photos. But trust me when I say they need to be addressed.
Yeah, they're good, Rachel.
68.
So you want to say anything about the showers? Because you know what I'm.
Most of them's not even functional.
Correct.
You
And
can get parts for them, 'cause I know some of them with run, that could get parts, so I took the handles off and stuck garbage bag back in and put the handle back on, so it wasn't running an inch stream of water on it. And I doubt that's been
you're correct.
changed.
You're correct. So for me, I don't care how old the school is. Doesn't matter to me. It needs to be immaculate for me. It needs to present well, and this doesn't present well. This is not something that I want teams coming into and seeing for our county. It's not extremely expensive, but you can see it's not presenting well there. It's not super clean. So we've got to work on some things, but I think that we do have to make sure all the rooms and team rooms for our athletes are acceptable.
Lincoln, our maintenance people do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Shower.
If they have time. Yeah, that's.
It's a time factor.
Yeah, time factor, you know, it's just having plenty of people to do the projects and that's what we talked about. You know, summer work, you know, we had put 4 positions out for summer painters. We had 1 person apply. You know, your big hopes and dreams get squelched down to you get done what you can get done. That's just the reality. But yes, they can do, they'll do that. It's just a matter of having time and materials and also the funds to buy materials.
So this is the greenhouse, where it collapsed. This is the inside of it. But I wanted to include some other pictures. So this is the front of the greenhouse. This is the greenhouse. This is the stairway coming up the greenhouse. And then we have this little building here that's supposed to have stuff that's completely dilapidated. Do you want to talk about that building and what was in there and what the plan is doing?
Well, the question that I got before we start that, has anybody used that greenhouse since Erwin?
Since Mary was there,
Yeah,
not efficiently, no.
why do we need it?
Well, because the new superintendent had a commissioner schedule. So there's
Greenhouse,
commissioner's
you got
schedule.
horticulture in your schedule?
We had them put classes in there when they would utilize the greenhouse. So let me back up.
Do we have a teacher that knows how to do it?
No. But, if this is a work session, we need to be brutally honest.
Why, I am.
We do not have simulated workplace in place in the high school. We're supposed to be running businesses out of our CPE program.
I agree.
That building should be an operational CPE business, so our students, when they graduate, if they want to have a greenhouse or run a business, they know how to. Even if you're doing the agro-business pathway, agro-businesses knowing how to run a business. They need to collaborate, and we can't not have a greenhouse because we don't want to use it. We got to get simulated workplace. And I know that's going to be a heavy lift, and I know that's going to be hard. And I know people may not like the superintendent, but that's what's right for our kids.
Well, I'm not saying it's not, but who is going to, if we put it, we're gonna get the insurance money to put it back. Okay, and that's not where I'm coming from. Who's going to plant this thing? Who's the instructor that's gonna oversee it?
Agribusiness has elements of those courses that Mr. Crystal will be offering.
Has he agreed to do it?
It's
Okay.
in the schedule. I didn't say he agreed to do it. I said in the schedule. I think-
So this discussion hasn't happened yet.
I think Mrs. Wagner was having that discussion in Miss Bland. I feel like he's called and spoken with Sarah. Would you like to say something?
Have you talked about this, Sarah?
Yes, we've been
Okay.
in communication because now I don't know that we can get the greenhouse up and running to the specs that we're hoping to in just 8 weeks.
Yes.
Because, we do have the insurance claim and they are gonna take care of that, but it does take time. We'll have to RFP it, we'll have to maintain it, and that's fine for a buck.
I'm not so sure Mr. Garber, Scott Garber, he does forestry. I'm not so sure that he can't use some elements of the greenhouse maybe.
It,
And with more scheduling, you schedule that the second semester. So you have your plants first, and so you don't really start your greenhouse in January, February. That way
But it
we
has to be heated.
Yes.
correct.
they have.
Started outside. Yeah, it really should have been heated this winter, should have.
And somebody said.
Correct, so why was it?
That's who-
Nobody's got to come in.
What's the difference?
Yeah,
With it, just like we do our house, you know.
The greenhouse has been, it's sort of your pet years ago, the heated floor and.
because it has to be heated.
And what's-
There is heat, there is.
Another grant that we have been working with through the EU, that was built in, it's 24 grants. So it's in that grant.
We have a stove there, don't we?
Yeah.
But you have to step responsible now, fire, even if there's no school.
That's what I'm saying. Who's gonna be responsible?
Some of these are building level conversations that I'll have with the principal about, and the principal will have with the head custodian. All of our head custodians are 261 day employees. So we will look, some of these logistical details, which I feel are excellent questions. We will have to work on those, we want to work out those logistical details. But I do feel we should have an operational greenhouse, especially in our county, especially with agriculture and the cattle industry. I think that's important to us as a county to grow that.
I don't have no problem with that at all. We gotta just look at the details.
There's a lot of.
There's a lot of details. It's very successful.
Very,
Yeah.
She does the bills
Good
and perhaps, she can
That's
put some of her time into it. Out some.
Well, that's